Good morning and welcome to the show this morning. I'm really excited because it's always great when we have a bunch of people around the table. It's different than what we normally have.
Yeah.
And the reason that we do is because we have my friend Rhonda. I wanted to call you Rhonda. It's Rhonda Jernigan. As you know, Rhonda, because Rhonda has been on the show before, Rhonda is our webmaster. She's the one who put together the feelingthefuture.tv site. She put together the energyinitiative.info site. She is a whiz when it comes to all that technical and computer stuff. And actually, she's the one who takes the show and puts it on the website. So Rhonda is a whiz. But we also have her son, Jason Shelton, on the show today. And the reason we have Jason on the show is, first of all, you're home visiting from college. You go to Blinn Junior College, and you're in Bryan.
Yes, ma'am.
And Jason has actually gotten some really good education relative to energy in this past year or semester. Or how long, Jason?
This past semester, yeah. I've learned so much this semester, just going to college, living the college life, you know. And I love it, but, you know, we run out of electricity a couple times, so that's not really too good for me, at least, especially when I need to get on my MySpace, you know.
Sure. Well, that's horrible. And now let's back up just a minute and talk a little bit about how you ran out of that. It's not just a college kid not paying the bill and running out of electricity. They do things differently there.
Right. Well, yeah, I've got to make you familiar with the whole, you know,
Situation.
East Texas system.
Yeah.
I've never seen this down here. What they do is you put a prepaid amount on a card, you know, just any card. It's a little BTU energy card. And, you know, however much you'll put, you know, 60, 20, whatever you want to put. And in your kitchen, there's a box. And you can swipe the card. And when you swipe the card, the amount that you put on there shows up, and it starts deducting instantly from that whenever you turn on electricity in the house. And for me, I've got 3 roommates, so usually we're spending like $7 a day, you know. And that's with the AC on like, 65.
You can afford to do that?
Yeah, well.
For a little bit.
For a little bit, yeah, with 3 roommates. But a couple of times, actually, our electricity's gone out. And when that happens, it's just such a hassle because you'll have to call, you know, this place at all hours of night. I remember one time, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm studying for a physics for engineering test the next day. And the electricity goes out. I've got no flashlights, no light, you know,
and
I'm sitting here
lamp.
I'm sitting here with the 2.5 hours of computer battery that I got left, right? And that light and my cell phone light is all I have to study with. And this test is just, we have 4 tests a year in there, you know, these are major grades. It's not easy. But, I mean, I got through it, but it's, you know,
learned a lot.
Yeah, energy's, you know, underrated sometimes.
Well, it is underrated, and you know, the thing is, now we're going to take a break in just a second, but my daughter Jessica was on yesterday, and that's part of what we were talking about, is that people don't understand until they don't have it anymore how critical energy is. So be thinking, I know you probably have another couple of good stories here, be thinking about that. We're going to take a break. We'll come back in just a minute, and we'll get Mom's view of all of this. Going to go for a break. We'll be back. Come back with us. Welcome back. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. We're having a really great time because my friend Rhonda Jernigan is in the studio along with her son, Jason Shelton. Jason is a college student who, among other things at college, is learning a good life lesson about energy and how important it is. You were talking before we went to the break about studying for a really important test, right, and the electricity going out because you didn't have enough plugged into the prepay box.
Right.
Now, do they do this in all the apartments there?
Yeah, they do it in all the apartments, not necessarily in College Station. You know, I've got all kinds of friends that live in different places like Aggie Station or just, you know, on campus, and they don't do it like this, but at Reveille Ranch in Bryan, they do it like this, and it's, you know, it's a real big place. It's well known.
Yeah, so you have to, basically you're prepaying for your electricity.
Right.
And so you're saying, I think we're going to need about $100 this month. I bet it's more than that. And you split it up amongst your roommates.
Right.
But when you run out, you run out.
When you run out, you run out. You got to go put it on another card, or, you know, call the energy service to come out there, and sometimes they don't even come. I mean, who wants to work at, 4 in the morning?
While you're studying.
Yeah.
Now, Mom, I'm sure that you're enjoying the fact that Jason is getting a good education at an early age and all of that. When they were growing up, when your kids were growing up, were you one of those moms like I was who said, turn off the lights, don't leave the refrigerator door open and all those kinds of things?
And shut the front door.
Shut
the
the
heater's on.
We get that a lot.
But yes, I'm feeling the pain also with Jason. And if they're using $7 worth of electricity a day, that's $210 a month, split 4 ways. That's a substantial amount of money for these guys. And on top of that, they have to eat. Jason also is at school without a car.
Oh.
And he's riding a bicycle and using the public bus system. And I admire him for that. I mean, that to me, that takes the strongest, bravest person, because he is dependent on the sun shining or getting to the bus stop on time.
Right.
To get to school on time.
Well, but that's a good point, though, Jason. Let me ask you this, because back in the old days, and I know it's getting to the point where I know how old I am because I remember back in the old days so well. But back in the old days, we did ride buses more because it was an effective means of, it's called mass transportation. That's why it's called that. We rode bikes, we walked places, we did those kinds of things. Now, a lot of the kids in College Station, I know, don't do that.
Yeah.
The fact that you do, and I know a lot of them ride buses back and forth to the campus and that kind of a thing, but the fact that you do that, has that helped you in any way in your education, life education?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, not a lot of people do that. So that's just, it's kind of determination for me. That's what I've got, that's my fuel every day when I wake up. It's determination. I know what I've got to get done, and I know how important a good education is. And that's why I'm out there trying to do this. And I understand a lot about, life. I guess I'd say I'm a little more matured, past my age, because I've just seen a lot in my lifetime. So I really understand how much a good education is going to help me in the future. So
And you're
whatever
willing-
I've got to do to get it done, If I've got to ride my bike 5 miles a day, then I'm going to do it.
And you stay in good shape.
Oh, yeah. My legs are in great shape.
Are they? Well, I mean, here's the thing. Me thinking about riding a bike 5 miles a day, I'd be in big trouble because I'm not in shape. But the fact of the matter is, it's not killing you.
No.
You're doing it.
It's not at all.
Does it become a lifestyle? I mean, do you just get used to it?
It does. You adapt to it, just like anything else.
Yeah.
You just adapt to it.
Yeah, well, Mom, I can understand how you would be really proud of him. I mean, nowadays, kids do not understand the lights, the gasoline, the video games, the computer, all of that takes energy.
It does, and you were talking to Jessica yesterday about energy security and energy for our country, and these are our greatest assets. This is our future right here, and this is the future of energy. And I'm so proud of Jason. He's a remarkable young man. He's going to be leaving and going back to school, and
You cannot cry on this
I'm
show.
not going to.
All right.
I'm not
well,
going to.
Before she starts crying, we're going to take a break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the fact that Jason is really getting a good education, and hopefully maybe how we can get him to kind of pass some of that along as well. Going to take a break. We'll be back. Come back with us.
Independent and not depend on 60% of our fuel coming from somewhere else.
And any of it coming from Venezuela.
Absolutely. And we can do that in our country. We can do it with ingenuity, with education, with new technology. We can do this. We can move. We can fuel the future.
Well, and Jason is a good example because he's studying engineering. What kind of engineering are you going for?
I'm ME, mechanical engineering right now.
Okay.
And I plan on being maybe a reservoir engineer, completion engineer in the
Oh,
oil
wow.
field. So,
Now, you have a rich heritage of oil field. Your grandfather was in oil field.
my dad's in oil field, my uncles, you name it.
So
They've
you
done it.
understand, and the thing that I find, but I can't think of the word, that excites me, is that so many of our young people your age and a little bit older even and younger have been told all their lives, don't